Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. Yes, we have our coach, our friend, our professional of the year. She's joined us live here again today. Diana Bejasa joining us today, and we're going to talk about all the work she's doing as a coach to help us with, well, stress management, burnout, as I'm reading there on your screen, and so much more. So first and foremost, congrats. Always a pleasure to have you here. Would you mind just introducing yourself and tell us a little more about what it is you do?
Yeah, my name is Diana Bejasa, and I am a coach. I specialize in burnout and stress management, especially for high performers. And what that means is helping our high performers avoid burnout, to reduce and take control of their stress, and then that way allowing them to really achieve sustainable success.
Yay! And how do we contact you?
Yes, website. On my website, it's www.savorlifewithdiana. That's SAVOR lifewithdiana.com. Or on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. It's at Savor Life with Diana.
Perfect. All right. Well, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a little while. How's little Olive, her beautiful daughter? How's she doing?
Oh, she's great. She's learning all sorts of really cool stuff. And it's when the things are tough, I'm just like, this is a joy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. Great. Well, what else is new? What have you been doing, working on? Anything you want me to, us to highlight for today with you?
Yeah, I've been working on this master class where I'm going to talk a little bit more about like how to break down and break free of this burnout cycle that many people find themselves in. I'll share a little bit more about that today, but yeah, it's really exciting. I've also been doing a lot more like corporate speaking gigs. So I'm having a lot of corporations hire me to speak to their groups and provide corporate wellness programs. So all really exciting, developments.
Yay. Well, good. Let's hear them. What's happening? Let's talk about these events coming up.
Yeah. Well, the
course.
The master class is going to be online, and it's a recording, so you can access it anytime.
Okay.
That for me is, just a little bit of like meeting people where they're at. Like a lot of times people who are very busy, we don't have time we can't always schedule everything that we want, but we can find little pockets of time. So my intention with the masterclass is just to fit into one of those pockets of time with a little bit of life-changing insight, help people create that clear action plan to really come away with practical strategies that they can use to manage their stress.
Yeah.
And then the corporate wellness programs, those are just for different organizations, running from between 4 weeks to 12 weeks, sometimes 6 months, offering just some support in navigating stress so that it doesn't overtake our lives. Because it's one of the things that costs companies a lot of money. Burnout is something that it hits companies' bottom line, not just in terms of like, in terms of healthcare cost, but also in terms of employee retention. When that knowledge walks out, that costs the company a lot in terms of new employee acquisition, new training, all that kind of stuff. So when we really when we give our employees something that helps them to manage this stress a little better, we're actually able to keep them for longer. And that keeps costs down. That's just good business.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
As far as good business and, the work that you're doing, clearly you're joining us today live. Please tell me you're in Hawaii.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's just important to know because her mindset is just so much more amazing than all of ours in the rain and the wherever you are, but it's never better than Hawaii. Where was I going with this? I just totally forgot my train of thought. What we were talking about? I was making a joke about the weather. I honestly forgot. I'm sorry. One of those mental moments.
I call it, every time it happens to me, I just go, mom brain.
I know. I'm like, what was I saying? But I just got off on the weather. I'm so sorry. I forgot what I was saying. Don't know. All right. Okay. Ignore me. Back to Diana. What else did you want to talk about? What happened?
So I wanted to talk a little bit more about exhaustion and talk a little bit about like how it's not exactly what we think it is. Like a lot of times people are in that place of feeling exhausted, and they don't realize like what exactly is actually happening for them. So I want to break a couple myths around exhaustion and people who think that it's quote unquote just stress. I want to bust a couple of those myths and help us to see why this like hidden stress sabotage, why being exhausted no matter what you do is indicative of a larger problem, and how to break free.
Perfect. Myth bust. All right. What are some of the common myths? What are the common things people are thinking and saying?
A lot of people, firstly, they're thinking that that their high standards are something that fuel their success.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find is that's absolutely not true. High standards are actually holding us back. They're not driving our success. They're suffocating it.
Okay.
And what I realized, right, is that perfectionism, right, that control, those things that we think that like really set us apart, they create an unsustainable pace for us, and something has to give, right? So when we're able to let go of that need to have everything perfect, that's when things begin to change, right? We begin to see like, we're able to relieve that stress. We're able to really unlock a next level of growth and freedom. And this reminds me a lot of one of my clients. Her name is Carrie. She's an accountant. She wanted to expand her business, but she was handling everything herself, right? Because, if she didn't do it, everything wouldn't get done right, which is a really common belief that I hear among my clients, right? And as we were working together, what Carrie realized was that belief was actually suffocating her growth, because giving up control is not failure. It's the key to growing our business. So as I was working with Carrie and helping her figure out, okay, well, I know that you think that you have to do all these different things, but what are the things that matter the most to you? What are the things that if you were on your deathbed tomorrow, what are the things that you really would have wished that you did today? And as we came up with that list of things that she really realized, like these are the places where I'm irreplaceable, right? A lot of times in our business, if it's not our company, it's somebody else's. So where are the other places that we truly are irreplaceable? And how do we spend more time doing those different things? So I think that when we were able to look at that was when she was able to actually gain more time for her family and saw her business thrive, because she was able to delegate, take more vacations, and really focus on the stuff that matters the most. So if you're listening, I want you to ask yourself, where in your life are you holding on to tightly and believing that you need to control all the outcomes? And because, when we're able, just to start, I'd recommend thinking about, okay, what is one task that doesn't really need to be done by me? What is one task, I think for myself about so for example, I grew up in a home where we didn't use the dishwasher other than as a drying rack, right? And having a small daughter and all these different things, I realized that what I care about more is being present for her than washing the dishes. Okay, maybe the dishwasher does, some people argue that the dishwasher doesn't do as good a job as hand washing. It's not as detail oriented. Sure. But if the cost is between time with my daughter while she's at this precious age she'll never be again, or perfect washing the dishes, I'm going to pick my daughter every day. So what is one task like that could be delegated? And the more that we get comfortable with that delegation, letting other things do things, that's how we begin to free up more of that energy and mental space.
Got it. All right. And just a reminder how we can contact you at this time, Diana.
Yeah, so www.savorlifewithdiana.com. That's SAVOR Life with Diana. Or on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok at Savor Life with Diana.
Perfect. What other things are we, misnomers? Are we mischallenged, misthought about in regards to, people? I just think one thing in particular is about our time, right? There's never enough time in the day. Let's debunk that myth. Is that true? How do you make the time, Diana?
So, okay, let's talk about this in a different way. So a lot of people will say that, right? I don't have enough time, right? I don't have enough time. That's why I'm so stressed. Here's the thing about time. Time is a finite resource, right? We only have so much of it. And a lot of people at the same time are not realizing how limited their time truly is, right? We always think we have tomorrow, we have multiple days past that. is kind of the thinking that we have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're thinking to ourselves like, so there's like this paradox where we think that we have all the time in the world to do all the things that we want, but we also think that we have no time today. And what's really interesting about that, right, is that being more effective with our time isn't about having even more time. What it's about is being more focused with our time. So I like to think of light energy as, just to make a comparison here. So light energy, for example, right, the light in the room that you're in right now, it just fills up the room. If you were to take that same light energy and focus it, that light would become a laser. And while the light energy that's just in your room, that's diffused and going all over the place, can't really do all that much other than illuminate your lovely face, what the light energy that's focused is able to do when it becomes a laser is cut through steel beams.
Yeah.
So it's not that you need more light. It's not that you need more time. It's not that you need more energy. It's that you need more focus around your time and your energy. And when you get more strategic, that's when things begin to change.
Got it. All right. So that's interesting. You're right. Because everyone does have the same amount of time. So if we get focus in on it and stop making excuses. What else do you have for us, Diana?
Well, I want to share a quick story about that, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I had a client, she felt totally overwhelmed and was on the brink of burnout. Like she didn't think that she could do anything at all, right? And I was like, okay, I know that these different strategies, if you were to implement them, they can help you. And she's like, I just don't have any time. Right? She was arguing with me. I don't have time. And I was like, okay. Like I was kind of at my wit's end a little bit with her. This was early in my coaching career. And I was like, okay, well, do you have 15 minutes? Right. And like, as soon as I asked that question, she was like, yeah, I could make 15 minutes. I was like, you spend 15 minutes scrolling on social media? Do you spend 15 minutes just like on your phone playing a game, right? Like at that amount of time. And she was like, yeah, I could find 15 minutes in a day. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this system, the manifestation magnet system. We're going to use these 4 steps, 15 minutes a day. I outline this in my Manifest Your Dreams journal, which is available on Amazon. And as she was starting to implement these steps and use them strategically, using her gratitude, working with visualization in a way where she really understood that what she was doing was like creating pictures in her mind as a more effective means of communication of her goals. When she was using gratitude to rewire her brain, when she was using meditation in a strategic way where she wasn't meditating for hours, but less than 5 minutes, and really like using it to like help her relax so that she could make calm decisions. Because none of us make the best decisions when we're under stress. None of us, those of us who think we're thriving under stress, we're really just addicted to stress. Yeah. And we can talk about that later. But so what she was doing, what we do in that meditation is we actually use it strategically, help set us up so that when we're taking action, which is the 4th step in the manifestation magnet process, that way when we're taking action, we're doing it in a way where we are focusing on the things that actually move us forward and not just stuck in that wheel. Yeah.
Well, to focus on those things that matter, what should we do anything on a daily basis? Any tips for us to, get through the day? How do you start? People wake up sometimes, do meditation, get up early. What would you say is some of the tips and tricks to focusing and making this stuff happen? What should we be doing that maybe we're not, doing in the morning or at night to feel? I want to wake up like stress-free.
So one of the things that I help my clients do if they want to wake up stress-free is create a vision of that. Like, what would it look like, Jill, for you to wake up stress-free? Like, would you wake up with an alarm, or would you, because I imagine, I for years, I was a person who would hit snooze 15 times and
guilty.
I'd wake up and I'm sure you don't do this now, but maybe there was a time in your life where I would wake up and I would dream up ways to make up excuses for why I didn't have to go to work that day. Oh. So I'd be like, maybe I can say I have a cough. No, I used that last week, or I would just come up with excuses for why I didn't want to work. Right. And so a lot of people who are stressed, they find themselves in that kind of place, or they may wake up and they may find themselves just instantly thinking of a huge to-do list of things that they need to do. And so what would it look like if that is part of the waking up with stress, what's the opposite of that? What would that look like? Would you wake up naturally? Would you, if you didn't feel stressed in the morning, would you wake up and like do like exercise first thing in the morning? Would you like journal? Would you make your coffee and like sit and watch the sunrise? Like everybody has a different picture.
Mm-hmm.
You want to create this picture of what that life would look like, because that way, as soon as you have that picture, right? Like, it's kind of like if I were to say to you, Jill, door, like, think about a door.
Mm-hmm.
What does a door look like in your head? Like, what do you picture, or what comes up in your mind?
I have a white door, but I'm picturing, because I hate my white doors in my house, I'm picturing the ones that I see at the hotel that are like a thicker quality stock. And they have like the one big opening rectangle in the middle, not like the old ones I have with the little rectangles. I want a nice big thick door, white.
Yeah.
That's my door. Yes.
That's your door. Well, what's interesting, right, is you gave it color.
Yeah.
You gave it size. You could see the door that you were thinking about. It wasn't like you were, it wasn't like you saw the words DOOR.
No, not at all. Right?
Mm-hmm. Now, what if I tell you don't think about a door? Do not, whatever you do,
stop.
Do not think about a door. What happens?
I'm thinking of the door.
Right? So this is the thing, is our mind doesn't have a picture for the word no.
Okay.
So when we say, I don't want stress, I don't want to wake up with stress, our mind only pictures stress. So we need to come up with an alternate picture. And this is what we talk about, like in the manifestation magnet system. When we use visualization, we need to see what is the thing that you actually want. If you don't want to wake up with stress, what do you want to wake up with? How do you want to feel? Like for example, for me, so I woke up for years with stress. I was like, you know what? Instead of hitting the snooze button a bajillion times and like dreading my morning, I would love to wake up naturally before the sunrise, and I would love to feel rested. Like I'd love to wake up and feel energized already. Like I would love that. Like maybe sunrise is not your thing.
No, I love sunrise. I took my kids, I dragged them to the beach this year to make them see the sunrise at 4:30 in the morning. We left our house. So I believe in sunrise. Yes.
I love sunrise. And then I also love like when you wake up early and then you get a workout in. Mm-hmm. And then like it feels like before other people are even like awake, you're like, man, I've already
accomplished so much, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that is part of my vision. That's part of my image in my head. Instead of just focusing on no, I don't want these things, right? I don't want more stress. I don't want to hit my alarm a million times. Because again, that's just what it brings up is pictures in my mind. I think about, okay, I want to wake up naturally. I want to open my eyes, feel rested, see the sun, see that it's still black out, like get a chance to do my journaling. And as I'm journaling, watch the sunrise from my lanai, just getting to be outside. So when you make a picture like that, then your mind's like, okay, I know exactly what you're wanting to create. Versus when you tell your mind, I don't want any more stress. I don't want to wake up feeling miserable anymore. Mm-hmm. Then we're just creating more stress, more misery, more hitting the alarm.
So true. Oh my gosh. To wake up. I got to see, to me, to visualize at night, like I have to have the dishes out of the sink. I want to visualize if I wake up that way, or lay my clothes out. I like getting things done the night before. That helps a little bit, I think, for some people. Just my advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Like so imagine when you wake up, Jill, like your clothes are already laid out. The dishes are like already done. The kitchen is just like sparkling clean when you walk through. Like just imagine walking through and like, like you're grabbing your cup for coffee, whatever. Like that's what you want to see for yourself is that versus like thinking like, oh, the dishes in the sink, right? And the problem you have that thought is a lot of times the negative thought is charged with a lot of emotion, right? Like, so you're like, you like maybe feel a little frustrated or like stressed or like, however you feel. But whenever you have a thought that's charged with emotion, that thought is more powerful.
It is.
So that thought actually, because it's more powerful, it creates more of that thing that you don't want. So instead you want to charge a really powerful thought. So like, would you see the dishes like all put away, or would you see that? Okay. So everything is clean. Like, can you picture your kitchen like totally clean and like, you're just like,
I have a picture of the last time it was that way. Yes, I do.
Well, we just want it in our mind. It doesn't even have to be in reality, right? Because that's the first place that we create things.
Got it.
So yeah, like just imagine, like, would you be like walking through the kitchen first thing in the morning, like you turn on the lights and like it's almost like the kitchen sparkles. Right?
Sparkling, the music's playing. It's like, hallelujah. My feet feel so clean on the cold porcelain clean floor. Yes.
Yes. So you want those sort of details. And what you'll find is that the more that you communicate with your mind effectively in that way, I love that you put senses into it. Like you put the cold porcelain floor there, right? Like you can feel that on your feet. Those kind of details, when you add them to your visualization, it helps come to life in your mind. And as it comes to life in your mind, that's where when you repeat this. So when you use the manifestation magnet system, which again, you can get the Manifest Your Dreams journal on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can just look up my name, Diana Bejasa, Bejasa. When you're visualizing this every single day, what happens is you actually begin to build new neural pathways away from the dirty dishes and this hitting your alarm a bajillion times, and into waking up feeling calm and relaxed, and like feeling that cold, clean porcelain floor. Like you'll actually find that there are ways that it becomes easier to create that, whether it's you doing it or like your subconscious mind actually can even begin as that becomes embedded more in your subconscious. Like again, we think that working with our conscious mind is like all that we can do. When we work with our subconscious, that's like the 80% workhorse, right? So as we begin to repeat these thoughts and create something completely new, like it becomes life-changing for us. And so that's one way we can start to move past the exhaustion.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it, but all right, good.
Would it help? Like, what if you envision you don't have to be the one who keeps the floors pristine and clean? Like, would that be something that you love?
Having a cleaning lady? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to make more money though. I can't afford somebody to clean my house. I got to do it.
Well, but all you have to think about is that you'd love that.
Yeah, I would.
You don't need to have the way yet. You just need to like be like, oh, yes, I would love that. And you may find, as a result of just our conversation, you may find that there's like a way to have a cleaning lady that's like way cheaper, where you can feel that gold porcelain floor. Yeah. And you can like have those dishes just put away first thing in the morning. It's like you woke up, the kitchen was, or you went to bed, the kitchen was a mess. You woke up and it was like perfect.
Yeah, Mary Poppins came and like raised her magic wand, or the fairy godmother. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, what else? Oh my God. Really? We only have 3 minutes left. Okay, that happens. What else is on tap for today, Diana? Ooh.
Well, with 3 minutes left, I think it probably makes sense for us to wrap up, right?
You're so good. Yeah. But any words of wisdom you want to share, leave with us.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about that visualization, right? Like visualizing yourself not exhausted is part of it, right? So the more that you can see this picture, like really, like create an image in your mind. What would it look like to not feel exhausted? Would you do your workout at like 5 a.m? Would you, like for me, one of the things is I would go for a swim first thing in the morning, right? Like I would wake up before, just as like there's sunlight peeking out, I would be like getting into the water for a swim. Can't do that with a little baby right now, you know what I mean? But like I love that image of like just stepping into the water first thing in the morning. And so we want to create images like this of what we really want to see. Okay. And what we'll find is that it actually becomes easier for us to create that, because everything, again, it's created first in our mind. Like your phone, before it ever existed in reality, it was an image in somebody's mind. It was somebody's idea. So this is the first place of creation. Yeah. For an idea. And then we begin to move towards the other steps. And I guess we're going to have to wait for another episode to talk about more of those steps.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. How can we reach out to you?
Yes. So you can go to www.savorlifewithdiana. That's SAVOR Life with Diana. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Savor Life with Diana. You can also get my manifestation magnet journal. It's called the Manifest Your Dreams journal, and it's on Amazon. And the easiest way to find it is to search by my first and last name. So Diana, Bejasa, Diana Bejasa.
Awesome. Pleasure having you as always, sweetheart. Congrats again, our professional of the year. Thank you. Joining us live from beautiful Hawaii. All right. Enjoy your day. Tell Olive we said hello, and we'll talk hopefully next week, okay?
Okay. Bye, Jill.
Thank you, sweetheart. Bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.